What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to BKNY Hoops. If you're new to the channel, I'm your host, as always, Rashid White. All right, let's get into it. You guys actually see the title. You see the thumbnail there. And it looks like Sean Marks is actually starting to really smarten up when it's coming to this whole Dame situation and Tyler Herro situation. And I've been saying this for a long time, and don't just be making moves just to be making moves. You know, Dame is not going to win you a championship, and Tyler Herro is never, for the money he's actually making, 4 years, $120 million. He's not going, he never will be an all-star. Ever. You know, that's just not hate. That's just actually me being real right there, man. I mean, there's like a whole bunch of players in the East Coast that are just way better than Tyler Herro there. And you get Dame is like, you know, yeah, I don't even have to even go there, man. Y'all heard me actually say this. So let's get into this article over here. It comes from Nets Daily. It seems like the whole trade talks with Dame actually reemerged there, and they want the Brooklyn, you know, people in the media, like this Nets wire, they really want Dame to actually be on this Brooklyn Nets team, man. I mean, I don't think these guys even really truly think. But let's hear what what's his name, Adrian Wojnarowski, I can't even Wojnarowski actually has to say, and about, I don't know if Brooklyn's in this. I didn't even hear this yet, but let's hear this over here.
Malik, my sense is that the Blazers have done a lot more talking with teams in the last, say, 10 to 14 days than they did probably in at least a month plus prior. And a big part of that is, you know, the league is back to work now after Labor Day, and training camp is starting to approach. And that's the next real deadline in this process. But I think Portland, what they've been trying to do is see how they can put together multi-team deals that would get them the assets that they would want, draft picks, young players. Now, there might be a team, you know, that their best asset is a veteran player that doesn't interest the Blazers, but there's a third team who might want to take on that veteran and then send, whether it's a young player or picks in part to Portland. So I think they've been in communication with a lot of teams trying to find a structure of a deal that can get them a Damian Lillard trade. You know, we'll see now how much traction they can get between now and the start of camp.
Absolutely, because the start of camp, Woj, it's only 17 days away from where we stand at this very point. And it's hard to know without exactly being in Damian Lillard's head here. But what can we expect? Let's say Damian Lillard isn't traded by them as training camp approaches.
I think people expect, both in Portland and around the league, it will be uncomfortable. It may be unpleasant, but it won't be unprofessional. And I think that's, you know, if you bring back a player, certainly of Lillard's stature, who's asked for a trade, you haven't found it, that's all you're asking for, or you can hope for, is professionalism. And I do think they believe they're going to get that from Damian Lillard. And I think the NBA has made it clear in, you know, another iteration of the rule changes, the resting policy, you know, that the idea that a player can just be parked away from the team, awaiting a trade, that's not a scenario that's acceptable anymore in the NBA. I think a return of Damian Lillard to start the season, you know, there are far less complications based on where the Blazers are in a rebuild than, say, James Harden in Philadelphia, where there's so much pressure on this team winning now and Harden playing.
All right, so they don't actually talk about Brooklyn as a third team or anything like that. I thought they would probably actually mention that. I guess my bad for not doing the prep work, but I thought, you know, because there's so many people that want to see Brooklyn in the mix over here, man. So they're saying that, where was it over here? I was reading this earlier. I was reading this article earlier. That the Tyler Herro contract, 4 years, $120 million. And the Nets also don't want to go over the luxury tax threshold, which would guarantee that they would be in the repeated tax hell through 25-26 season. And like I said, if you get Tyler Herro, you're not winning a championship, man. You know, so I don't know what's with these guys on the Nets wire wanting to trade away half the team for an older, broken down Damian Lillard. He's not going to win you anything. He goes to the Miami Heat. You look at the Miami Heat last year, man. I mean, look at the roster they actually had, man. You know, so I don't really think, you know, you just really need a couple of star players. You have 2 stars in Ben Simmons and Mikal Bridges there. One is a 3-time All-Star. The other one potentially in Mikal Bridges. I wouldn't be surprised. I would be shocked if he doesn't make an All-Star team based on what he actually really truly does. And I don't think he's going to really fall off. So it says the Brooklyn Nets over here, they may be interested in Gabe Vincent, which would be a really, really good pickup right there. And there was another one over here that they were actually mentioned. I should have had this stuff highlighted already. Let's see. Bojan Bogdanovic. Okay. They were actually talking about this for the Milwaukee Bucks over here. But yeah, I mean, listen, good. You know, listen, Sean Marks is actually, I don't know if this is actually coming from the owner or not, you know, but Sean Marks is actually really starting to actually not make a lot of dumb moves. And I think I was probably one of the first ones to say, hell no. All right, yeah, this is it over here. The Nets might want Nikola Jokic. It's a 6'10", 20-year-old small forward who played well for Serbia in the FIBA World Cup. Well, we'll definitely look into that player right there, man. Yeah, definitely, man. 6'10", and I mean, those European players actually really play the game the right way, so I can understand. And you've seen Sean Marks over there really doing some scouting. So what you guys actually think about this? Nikola Jokic, I believe that's his name is, from Serbia. Okay. And Caleb Martin, yeah. So the Heat 6'6" forward who played so well in Miami's runs to the final. Martin's 27, owed $6.8 million. Next, see, all you really need is a bunch of guys that really kind of understand their role and not try to do too much. You look at Cam Thomas right now. I mean, he's a role player and he thinks he's a star player. So, but you need to understand, guys, is, hey, listen, we just understand the rules. If you're like, in the game to actually provide floor spacing, rebounding, defense, that's what you actually have to do. And I know, like I said, Cam Thomas can actually score, but it's like I said, it's just not an efficient way of scoring. Like, dribbling the ball 7-8 times and fall away jumpers, step backs. I mean, all those shots are really, really low percentage shots right there. So, but you want guys like Caleb Martin. I'm gonna look into this Nikola Jokic guy over here, and we'll see about him there. And all right, so I'll wrap this video up. Let me know what you actually think in the comment section right there. Do you actually think that Brooklyn should get involved in any type of deal facilitating Dame to the actual Miami Heat? As long as we're not getting no Tyler Herro, but like the role players like Caleb Martin, as I think we actually really have a good team, man. And Mikal Bridges and well, I don't know, Cam Johnson's actually a question mark right there. And hopefully, like, he doesn't, he got his money, I think it was 4 years, $106 million or something like that. That he actually doesn't take his foot off the gas. We've seen this with a lot of players, man. They come contract year. They actually do well. I mean, they have really, really good seasons, and then when they get this money, it's like they take their foot off the gas, man. We've seen that in in the 25 years I've been watching the NBA. I mean, I can give you a whole bunch of examples of that. So I think the Brooklyn Nets is really, really fine, but they can definitely get Caleb Martin. That would be over Tyler Herro. Yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely. All right, definitely like, comment, subscribe, certainly share this video. And when you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.